Hey, this is Danielle. Welcome to the free video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to potentially trade Upstart in the options market. Now, this has been a very hot IPO, definitely one of the hottest IPOs of this year. And, starting at 22 bucks, we're now up to $311. You may think, well, I wouldn't want to buy that here. And, I bought it down here when I was picking up the shares of stock. So I can't say that I would really want to buy more shares at this level, but I would still like to trade it in options. And the reason for that is because it has one of my favorite patterns. Now, if you look at this grid, this is called the earnings hot zone grid, you can see that the last 3 quarters it has gapped up massively on earnings, which has a lot to do with the fact that this stock price has exploded. Now, when that happens, typically what happens when you have an upcoming quarter is people say, oh my gosh, it's gapped up 3 times in a row. I mean, this thing is really killing it. Maybe I should buy it before the report. And then what that does is sends the price higher. So that gives us an actionable trade in the options market that also coincides with a squeeze and kind of a cup and handle pattern here. It's a little sloppy, but pull back to the 21 EMA to the $300 price point and bounce. So what would I do with it? Well, you can see here that the target on this is going to be about 350, then let's say 375. Now the earnings report is going to be on the 9th. So let's see what I can do with that. It's like such a good chart pattern. So see, November 9th, that's going to be in this series right here. So you can see that it has a high IV series right there. Now looking at the options, these are some pretty expensive options, but if you wanted to pick up anywhere along the chain, the Delta 70 to Delta 50s, these would be the ones. Now they are illiquid, and it's not an ideal situation, but with some of these options that are a little bit further out, I mean, right now we're looking at 35 days. Getting a little bit closer to time, there's probably going to be a little bit more activity here. Now, the other thing that you could do is just say, hey, I don't want to deal with those illiquid chains. So I'm actually just going to buy the monthly series in November, which would be right after the earnings report. So then you have a lot more open interest here. Your spreads are a little bit tighter, and so you wouldn't have as many issues with illiquidity. Now, another thing that I could potentially do is come in here. Man, these are just so juicy. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm actually thinking I might just sell the 300 puts because getting $18 of credit for selling the 300 puts is pretty substantial, especially when it's 28 days out and it's $300 stock. I actually like that. So, just selling the puts, and if you wanted, you could pick up the shares. Or, if it so happened that I'm wrong and it trades lower below $300 and you say, hey, I'm just going to pick up the shares and take my 18 bucks, you could do that. Or selling put credit spreads. That way you would have a defined risk situation. So, selling the 310s, buying the 300s. I really prefer to sell those at an area of support, which would be 300 though. So any type of pullback would be much preferred to sell them at the 300 strike. Additionally, could potentially come in here and it's going to be a little illiquid actually. I would love to buy a 350 butterfly, but it's just going to be a little bit too illiquid for me right now. So I think the option on this is going to have to be puts credit spreads, buy the stock, or the long calls in the November earnings series just because of the liquidity issues. But all around, I like the stock. As you can see, I have 20 shares, not enough. It's very sad. I used to have 100 and I took profits on 80 of them, which was cool, but wish I would have held all of them longer. But who would have known, right? I like to think I have good stock picks, but that was a pretty good one. So anyway, that's all about I have for you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hey traders, it's Danielle here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and comment down below. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you will never miss the latest take from our trading experts. Did you know that we provide real-time trade alerts so that you know exactly what we're doing, exactly when we're doing it? Go to www.simplertrading.com to learn more. Good trading, and we'll see you in the next video.